My name is Kلاوديو and I started the position as a museum director here at الشيخ Faisal bin Qasim Al-Thani Museum. My astonishment was for, let's say, this huge collection and the uniqueness and the diversity of the collection of Sheikh Faisal bin Qasim Al-Thani. One of the missions of a museum, by definition, not necessarily related to Sheikh Faisal bin Qasim Al-Thani, is to preserve their own patrimony, their own heritage, which is conveyed throughout their collections to current and future generations to come.
My name is Sara Şrudder, and I'm the assistant curator at the FBQ Museum. And I've been taking on curatorial roles, such as curating some online exhibitions, some spaces within the museum, and writing mostly texts about the objects that I've been researching here. Of course, coming to the museum, I had a much deeper interaction with these objects, with objects from the Islamic world, and with objects that are either made by Muslims, made by craftsmen for religious purposes, or they're made just under the influence of Islamic rule.
The peculiarity of Sheikh Faisal bin Qasim Islamic art collection compared to other museums in the Gulf region stands out because of the quantity. We don't only have a section dedicated to Islamic pottery, Islamic metalware, or the Quran room with one of the biggest copies of the Quran ever written, hence the smallest one, but it's the stories that encompasses and is all embracing about cultures, plural, not just one.
One of the focal points now has been the intangible heritage lying behind the objects that is still very much alive, especially the objects that we have from our Qatari and our Khaliji culture. And of course, they are always evolving and always changing, but what is keeping them the same is what we write about and what we look at. The term already Islamic art is so overarching because it's not just a form of art that has a clear-cut definition, but it's something that encompasses many different dynasties, many different times and places.
We find traces of Islamic art from China, from Malaysia, that cultures that somehow got very exposed to the Islamic influences, and they are absolutely, as a definition of the state, religious countries, Muslim countries. But the quality of the styles, the features, the patterns are talking about a cross-cultural dialogue and influences among cultures overall. What I'm still amazed on a daily basis when I walk through the galleries is to find or bump into objects that are completely unknown. I don't know anything about that, but they are visibly carriers of stories.
When you come to view an object, try to not see it as an object, but see it as a vessel. As a vessel, even if it's not an actual vessel like a jar or a pot, see it as something that carries the traditions and carries the stories of the makers, the stories of the people that use them, the people that commissioned the objects, and the context in which they were created. In that way, you get to experience and directly see and feel the intangible part of this heritage.
To say the multi-layered story of the man who collected those objects or the people who used those objects before he collected it and acquired it are so vast, limitless, there is so much potential to be told outside.